right, man, let's talk about Errol Spence begging fans to buy the fight, and he also blasted the sanctioning bell bodies as well too. So let's talk about that. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. So but yeah, man, I don't know which one I should start with. It's a great question. I guess we could start with the sanctioning bell body. He basically said, you know, Canelo, AJ making $50 million, paying 3%. Where's the 3% going? Because they taking 3% out of their purses for sanctioning fees. And Andre Ward, I think he might have got the ball rolling on that. But let me enlighten him on something. Once you make the type of money Canelo make, he don't pay 3%. So that's what you got to understand. Once you make that Mayweather Canelo type money, you don't pay 3%. It all gets kind of like, I don't know if prorated is the right term. I guess yeah, it gets prorated. So if Floyd hold 3 belts, more than likely they might take 1% each out of the belts. It might be less than that. If Canelo got undisputed, they're not taking 3% from Canelo. That's why Canelo can hold up a division. Because that 1% they getting from Canelo, that's the equivalent, if not more than 3% they getting from you. So that's what you kind of got to understand too. And when you usually consolidate the belts, they usually post a prorated. But when they don't want you to hold up a division and they want to go get 3% from every, and they didn't exhausted all regular gold champions, super champions, interim champions, hoochie mama champions. See, that's why they got so many champions, because they can keep getting money from people. Now you understand the game. So now with Boots being an interim champion, guess what? Now they get 3% from Boots, they get 3% from Errol Spence. When Roman Villa challenged Boots, they get 3% for his purse, 3% for Spence purse. Now Crawford is challenging for the belt. It's 3% of Errol purse, it's 3% of Crawford purse. That's 12% across the board that they get in between 4 fights. And y'all want to know why multiple belts is so important for them. It helps them continue to get money from each side of the street, and it helps them have multiple paths to revenue. That's why they ain't rushing to put, to consolidate Boots and Spence. So yeah, usually when you get up in them Canelo AJ supposed numbers, they prorate the percentages. When you consolidate, they should prorate your percentages. So like he got 3 belts, instead of them taking 12% out of his purse, 9% out of his purse, it probably should be, somewhere between 4 and 5% between the 3. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like half of that damn near. So that's why the more belts is better. But when you get up that high, they ain't taking 3% out of Floyd $100 million contract or whatever is guaranteed. Oh, they getting 1%. This is why you don't need to defend undisputed to validate nothing. All you doing, imagine Devin Haney defended undisputed versus Lomachenko and lost $400,000 for a push. And as far as, where the money goes, just think about where they sanctioned at. They sanctioned all the sanction bell bodies sanctioned outside the U.S. except maybe the IBF, and I think the IBO is stationed in Florida, even though we don't count that as a major belt. They tried it back in the day. Floyd had it. Usyk used to hold it. Lowry used to hold it, I believe, too. I could be wrong on that one. But yeah, why you think they sanction outside the U.S.? So they don't hold any. They don't have any jurisdictions over what's legal, what's not legal. All they do is take y'all money and put their kids through college and fund their lifestyle. That's an easy question there. That's all they do. And if you read their rule books, which, like I tell y'all, everything that's usually in the rule books can be swayed by a vote, can be voted on. Why is that important? Even the unbreakable rules can be voted on. They handbook is very, very fluid. It's because they are a company that is fueled off of dollars. If they put their foot down, either they threaten to get sued, and if you sue them, they just file bankruptcy, start over again. That's all that's gonna happen. Oh, we don't have the money. File bankruptcy, we'll be back like cook crack. So of course the money is going, it was a rhetorical question. The money is not going back into the sport of boxing. And if they do get the money back, they going back to their countries and they giving the money back to Mexicans. They're not giving the money back to the brothers they taking the money from, or the Dominicans or the Cubans that hold the belts. They're not allowing them to keep that money. Just being real. And it's good that they ask some questions, and they rhetorical questions, because everybody know the answer to it. They funding their lifestyle. I could tell you that. They putting their kids through college. Meanwhile, instead of doing what Dana White doing, Dana White taking money, UFC taking money and putting it back in the sport, building dojos. The WBC should be committing to like at least 8 to 10 boxing clinics around America. They should be dedicated to that. And that's why baseball ain't popular no more. They don't go to the inner cities in baseball and do baseball clinics and do sign-ups and none of that, because they don't want the inner city to be a part of baseball. If they really wanted to grow the fan base of baseball, short of changing the rules to make it exciting or speeding the game up, where do you go? You go to the kids. You go to the youth. Anything you want, what's the hip hop do? What is hip hop targeted at? It's targeted at, it's the first letter, the first word of hip hop is hip. Who the most hippest? The youth. But they don't want to get the kids involved in hip and baseball and boxing. Errol Spence said, and then he went on and talk about how they wanted to have a spectacle. They wanted to, they need to support and they need to show fighters that it's worth taking a risk, because you letting guys like Al Heyman talk you out of taking risks. Now you almost in your mid-30s, you ain't took a motherfucking risk in the sport. Everything he done has been handpicked to protect you. He don't build them up to get to this point and dominate these fighters and dominate these type of fights. He build to protect them. That's the difference. And when he said, Top Rank got the best matchmaking, when he said that in the LA press conference, he was right. He was right. They don't matchmake to make they fighters good. They don't matchmake to make their fighters look good. They matchmake the right way. They matchmake to groom their fighters to get to this level and perform. PBC matchmake their fighters to never to have to get to this level and just look good as long as they can look good. As long as possible to fool the public. And he letting Al Heyman talk about it can't be done, and I gave money back and all this. And only reason he did that because the nigga got a conscience. He heard people talking. And when you hear people in your own community start saying you scared, or you ain't want it, you wasn't gonna do this, that's what made him take this fight. I'm telling y'all, that's what made him take this fight. He heard his community. When you got to get around your community and the city supports you, and them very same people starting to say, now you got them 3 belts, bruh. Now it's time to go fight. Stop acting like a pussy, blase, blah, blase, blah. You know what I'm saying? That's what made him step. Your kids start hearing that at school. You hear what Chris Paul said about his daughter, how the boy was heckling her about him not winning the championship. The nigga didn't probably even know who his daddy was. So I be telling y'all that shit, bro. Like now he want to start talking. He start want to spit knowledge. Like what Nas tell the Jay, now you want to kick knowledge. No, man, it's a little bit too late for that, bro. We need y'all to support this fight, but you was part of the problem. You was part of egging on the process. You was part of dragging Terrence Crawford through the mud. Nah, fuck that nigga Errol Spence, dude. And I said the same thing about Teofimo Lopez. I was having a conversation with somebody. I was like, man, I don't fuck with that nigga, man. No real man gonna do that to another nigga. What they did to Terrence Crawford, I know that wasn't his true intent for it to blow out to where it blew into. But that man kids gotta hear that shit, just like your kids gotta hear you scared of this nigga. You got niggas like Ellie Sackback calling him crawfish, talking about it was a mistake. It wasn't no fucking mistake. You had people, the media turning against him because of this shit. And the whole time you was holding it up and you threw a rock and hid your hand. How can I respect you as a man? And he didn't think he was gonna get to this level. Hey, at the end of the day, Fair enough game. But you had a lot to do with this. Oh, Bob won't give him to me. He on the wrong side of the street. You was talking all that shit about that man. And you think he emotionally and physically is not about to beat the shit or try at least beat the shit out of you? He told, well, you know, I had to give money back way more than what we bet on the side bet to make this fight happen. Rightfully so. Restitution, motherfucker. Restitution. Punitive damages. All that talk he had to hear on the internet. Here is his mama name slandered. Here his trainers had to be slandered. Every opponent they tried to undercut him. And a lot of other motherfuckers would have just said, fuck it, I'm moving up, I'm gonna get a belt, I'm gonna do another contingency plan, I'm gonna find a way, I'm gonna just find another way. But, you know, to still be here and to still work through the bull job that he had to work through to get this opportunity, you gotta be mentally and physically strong for him not to put his motherfucking hands and choke one of these fans out. Cause some of the stuff Top Rank Toby, some of the stuff that they were saying he was a raccoon and stuff, bro, them on GP words, bro. Them I'm coming to your house words. Them, you know, I'm gonna put my hands on you, and it's, you know, we got record, we got lawyer money. So of course you owe restitution, nigga, and punitive damages. Of course you owe that, bruh. Of course you owed it. But now you calling on everybody to support what y'all doing to keep the ball rolling in boxing. But that's the same stuff we were saying from the beginning. Don't marinate. Don't hold out. Find a way to make it. You get that fight now, all your other fights can still be bigger than this. And you milked it to the last, you know, you let Al Sweet talk your ass, and you knew it was bullshit. You don't look like you come from no dumbass family neither. So you knew it was bullshit. You knew what it was. You just got tired of hearing people chopping it up. And if people choose not to support this fight, I ain't gonna talk you out of it. Because what they need to know is, we the motherfucking DVR. We the TiVo. We control this on demand. We don't want to be on y'all time. Y'all know, if we paying customer, we on our time. If I sit there and I buy the restaurant out for a birthday party and I pay cash from 5 to midnight or 5 to 2 a.m. in the morning, guess what? I got the restaurant for 5 to 2. I paid. I paid for the shit. And if we paying, we should get shit punctual. I don't want to pay top dollar for food and the shit cold. It been sitting at the window for our waiter to give it to us for 30, 40 minutes. No, I want my service expeditiously. So I'm not going to talk you in or talk you out. Oh, we got to support this fight. We don't. Do what you feel. Because they sat there. They could have took our money a long time ago. They could have done a trilogy right now. And now when you desperately need us, y'all motherfuckers want to get up on stage and beg us to buy this fight. You the same people that put the middle finger up to us for years about this fight. I told y'all that's what they do to the boxing hardcore fans, bruh. Every person that been talking about this fight should have got credentialed. Every person that stuck to this story should have got credentialed or get a free fucking ticket from Al Heyman. But they wanted to be on their time, but then want us to be on their time for their dollar. It don't work that way. So I'm not going to say, oh, you can't stream it, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do, I can't tell you what to do. But like I said, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at what you decide to do. I ain't mad because I would understand. You know, it's like being the 10th option in the bitch book. Oh, I struck out on 10 niggas already. Let me call this nigga, man. You know, I'm horny, but let me call her. A bitch saying that to y'all. You're like, damn, bitch, you ain't called me. You dying to dash. Show me. Now you want me to come through and hit it? Come on, man. Some of you thirsty niggas still would. Or you went your 10th bitch in your little black book we used to have back in the day. You like, damn, I'm at the 10th page. This my call Lakeisha shit. Where your hood, bitch? You ugly. Where your hood? Make sure you cover up when you come up here so when you leave, you know, don't nobody know what you look like. That's real spill, no bullshit. They need to know they on, when you a paying customer, they should be on your time and your dime. Period. But hey, it is what it is. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, next subscribe button, hit the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video for the you want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal in description. Hit the link tree, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Peace.